Buongiorno. Mi chiamo Emma. E tu? Che cosa fai oggi? Can you just speak to me, please? I need you to speak to me. Hai comprato I nuovi libri recentemente? I wish I had someone to talk to. Oh my gosh, she's talking to her bear again. Are you tired of talking to stuffed animals and copying out 30,000 verb conjugations by hand? Sì. Okay, well, you might consider talking to a real person and more than that, a native speaker. Ma non è facile. No, è possibile. And with LiveXP, it's definitely facile. LiveXP is a platform to find language tutors who provide one-on-one lessons, private lessons, so you're not embarrassing yourself in a classroom full of people, because I know what that's like. They are available on app and on desktop. LiveXP is so easy to use. You begin by filling out a survey which queries you on which language you want to use, what is like your proficiency in that language so far, if you're just coming to it for the first time, if you just want to talk with someone, because talking with someone, a native speaker, is really truly the best way to learn. I can't tell you how many times I was stressed in my university classes in Italian. So of course, I picked Italian. I am so interested in languages, but I wanted to hone in on one that I've already spent a little bit studying, mainly for the purpose of actually going to Italy and speaking to Italian people, because I'll be going to Italy in a couple of months' time, and I really want to improve my proficiency and get to a level where I'm confident actually talking to people there. The query on LiveXP also asks you about your interests, what sorts of things you want to talk about, so that you are matched up with someone, invested interest in things that you like or enjoy, so that you can talk about what you feel comfortable talking about. You can do stuff like master your skills, improve your pronunciation, or like I said, learn a completely new language from scratch. That's also doable. You can create your own schedule, so you just pick however long you'd like your lesson to be, when you'd like them to be, weekly, twice a week, however much you want. If you click on the link in the description box, you can book a 30-minute trial session for just 99 cents, where you're matched up with a tutor of your choosing. You get to pick whoever you would like, and you get to chat with them for 30 minutes about your goals, about how the lessons will go, and get a sense if they are the right person for you. And if you use my code, you can get 30% off of any subscription you choose with LiveXP. So grazie mille to LiveXP. Thank you so much. This is such a cool platform. Feel free to take a screenshot of the code, and happy language learning, basically. Good morning, or good afternoon really. It is afternoon. I just got out of the shower, so my hair is still pretty wet, but I wanted to film my October TBR. I haven't done a TBR in a while, and I really only keep doing TBRs during months when you just feel it, you know? And October is one of those months for me where I want a list. Our methodology today is essentially going to be going through every single shelf on my bookshelf. I hoard a lot of different types of books. Winter books are my primary hoarding stash that I like to keep around, but spooky books, autumnal books, and gothic books are really up there for me. I have so many unread on my shelf on my physical TBR. Kelsifer has discovered how to open my cabinets this fine weekend, so now I have to go stop him. Hey, oi! Come say hello. Here's the criminal. Yeah, you look thrilled about it. So today, Kelsifer, we're gonna be going through all our spooky books. What? I don't know if you'll have seen the vlog where I moved everything around again before or after this video, but my bookshelves are somewhere new and they're in a different arrangement. So I like moving furniture. It's a hobby. Okay, so here is what we're looking like. As you can see, I have stuffed books at the very top of them all. And then if we just come down all the way to the bottom, that's kind of what we're dealing with now. I really like how these two fit in the corner. I think that looks nice. So here are all of my books. The ones on the top are books that I've mostly either read all of them, or yeah, pretty much I've read a lot of the stuff at the top, or it's bigger volumes of books in different languages. Or for example, this stack here is like my children, or the top part of it is my, where's my finger? my books from childhood. Okay. Oh. Okay. Hello. You come here often? Classics. So we have this little itty bitty one, Matilda, which Mary Shelley's Dark Story. I think this is perfect. Where did I buy this? Matilda. Book Depository. Book Depository. Rest in peace. The dark story of a bereaved man's disturbing passion for his daughter. It was not published for over a century, so maybe we could give this a go. Looks disturbing. I think it's dark and gothic, so I'm gonna put this little one on the list. Where should we put all these books? I don't know. Wingardium Leviosa. Don't let me read Phantom of the Opera again. Don't let me do that. I've already read Haunting of Hill House. Loved that. Not really a lot. Okay, we're coming down to the modern classics here. Okay, up here on the modern classics where I can't even reach, to be honest. There is one that I'm really interested in. Hello. Because you guys let me know that it's set in Venice. Where are you? Here you are. Is the Floya or the Moor. If you guys have any more recommendations of books set in Venice or really anywhere in Italy, Rome, Naples, anything, that kind of deal, but this one looks really good. It's probably the perfect time to reread The Picture of Dorian Gray, but up here, like this shelf, are my Arcturus editions, and I don't like them. They're nice to look at, but I don't like reading from them. I think I say this all the time, but I would like to get a different edition of Dorian Gray. I read that years ago, 5 stars, one of my favorite books of all time. I cried at how beautiful, at just how beautiful the language is. So yeah, that's up there. The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I might try to get that on audiobook actually, because I've had The Woman in White sitting around on my shelves for years. It's probably one of the oldest pieces on my shelf, on my physical TBR, that I haven't yet read. Why is it 26 hours long? Okay, I found it. But it is 26 hours long. Let's play a sample. If I don't like the person's voice, it's over.
Read by Roger Rees and Rosalind Landor, with John Lee and Judy Cheeson. He remembers many happy hours spent in his house.
In his house. Oh, greatly wonders it. No, not into it. Vaguely spooky-ish here. Ooh, Agatha. Yeah, I think, the one in here that I haven't read is, what's it called? Night or something? Endless Night. Endless Night is the one I haven't yet read. I think I'm gonna give that one a try. Okay, so on this shelf, I have the Italian. This is a really, really funny cover. I haven't, in here I just found a little Christmas tag from my dog. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna put that back in there. I've read Mysteries of Udolpho. I no longer have my copy of the Mysteries because it was really old, battered copy. I had to break out the ring light because it's getting so gloomy outside. I think it's gonna rain, so perfect day for this. But as I was saying, the Italian, and moreover the Mysteries. I no longer have the Mysteries, but I would like to reread the Mysteries of Udolpho. I think before getting into the Italian. They're both gothic romances. This one, it's a chilling atmospheric concoction of thwarted lovers, ruined abbeys, imprisonment, and dark passages with an undercurrent of seething sexuality, and it presents us with a cunning villain in the sinister monk Schedoni. It's always them monks. It's always them monks messing it up. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put this one back on my shelves, but I do want to get to the Italian eventually. I think I just want to reread The Mysteries of Udolpho first before getting into this. Okay, I know I was talking about Dorian Gray, but I do have the uncensored picture of Dorian Gray, which I haven't read and which I'm honestly not even sure what they've censored out. I'm gonna put this one on. I'm gonna put this one on the list anyway and see what happens. I am gonna be doing a couple, I think 24-hour readathons in October, so I'm expecting to get through a decent amount of books, but I'm gonna put this one on. Okay, I have Bunny on here by Mona Awad, but I kind of want to save this book for when I go to grad school. I don't know why, I just picture, every time I picture this book, I picture it in my head like I'm reading it once I've gotten into grad school and I'm like doing my master's. That's when I want to save this book for, because this one is about a kind of clique on a university campus, and they all begin to call each other Bunny. I think their identities start to bleed into one another, and I think it's like, I'm pretty sure it's a horror book. Samantha begins to take part in her friend's monstrous experiments and the edges of reality begin to blur. Okay, in this dark corner we do have Wayward by Amelia Hart, which would work as a tale comprising historical fiction, fantasy, I think, following a family of witches, I think. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful book, and I think I might go audiobook with this one, so I'm gonna put this on the list. The Woman in Black I've already read years ago. Ooh, Ishiguro? I don't know. I did just read Never Let Me Go, wasn't thrilled with it. I would love to reread When We Were Orphans. Really want to read A Living Soul. This one seems like it's gonna be a 5-star. Grendel would be perfect, but I've already read it. Just Carolyn and I. Ooh, yes. Satan Tango would be really good. Okay, here's my little dragon shelf. Isn't he so cute? Oh, I want to reread The Bloody Chamber. Should I just do it? I don't know. I really want to reread that. Let's see. House of Leaves. Wonderful. Okay, I've had The 50-Year Sword by Danielewski on my shelf for years as well. I know this one is set on, I think, Halloween. I've heard really House of Leaves is his only good work and everything else is kind of garbage. But I think I'm going to give this a go nonetheless. This seems kind of perfect for a 24-hour readathon because it is, again, like mixed media and his style is just very, you know, different. So I'm gonna put this one on. My cousin Rachel and this is in the wrong place, but I think I'm gonna put Rebecca on too. And The Name of the Rose. Oh no, guys, this one would be perfect to maybe take to Italy because Umberto Eco I've wanted to read for so long. Oi, this is the problem. This is the problem. I have so many. This one would be perfect for a 24-hour readathon. I've been trying to put this book on like every single 24-hour readathon for the past like months and months and months, so definitely gonna add this to the list. This is To Be Devoured. I'm gonna like sit down and talk about all my picks at the end of the video, so don't worry. Lighthouse Keeping by Jeanette Winterson seems perfect for a moody month, but maybe this would be better for like November. Same with I Have the Right to Destroy Myself. I feel like this would also be perfect for like November-ish. Shipwrecks, another gothic novel that I've really been wanting to read. Okay, I think this one would be so cute. I'm gonna put this one on. This is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. It is a romance, but like she is an undertaker and he collects bodies and then takes them to her in this semi-fantasy world where like there is something out there killing people, but they don't get along. They like hate each other. Our two protagonists, but I think they start writing each other letters not knowing that they're actually writing to each other. And they start to fall in love. So I've been seeing this one get a lot of attention recently, so I'm gonna give it a go. Oh, I've been wanting to read In the Miso Soup. This is so hard. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong one. This one. I think you can all see this mammoth stack beside me. Oh shoot, I forgot I have other bookshelves. This is the problem. Because in my bedroom I have pretty much all of my fantasy and dark romance. Across the way from you I have all of my Central and South American literature, Latin American literature, a couple fantasy books, and also in the other room I have more classics and Murakami and Mitchell. Crap, I'll be right back. I can't believe this. Okay, so we need to make some decisions because I have 3, 6, 9, 10, 22, 23, 24 books on the TBR, and that's just obviously I don't think really happening in October. So let's make some decisions. Let's make them. First one I grabbed off of my Latin American shelf. This was a gift from Rel. Thank you so much. This is Hurricane Season by Melchor. I've heard this book is like absolutely terrifying, frightening, one of the most violent books that people have read ever. It's a swirling portrait of a damned Mexican village. I think every single book I've read from Mexico so far has been 5 stars. Like in my Around the World reading challenge, which I should give an update on soon, but they've, I think, all been 5 stars. So I have really high hopes for this. And like prose that just goes on, stream of consciousness, and I'm kind of scared of this. So we're gonna put this on as maybe if I'm like in the mood for something extremely, extremely disturbing. Oh god. It was shortlisted for the 2020 Booker Prize. I'm a little scared. Okay, so this is a maybe. It's not a hard yes. Next up we have Nevermore. This cover is so gross. But I wanted to read this because I've heard really good things about it, and it's also inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. It is YA romance. Obviously perfect for October because it's inspired by his short stories and different happenings. And it's also the trope of like popular cheerleader girl with like the loner, edgy emo boy. Anyway, they get teamed up for an English project together in high school. Varen and Isabel. She ventures deeper and deeper into the dream world Varen has created through the pages of his notebook, a realm where the terrifying stories of Edgar Allan Poe come to life. I think I really want to read this one. I think I'm going to put this one on the certainly reading this list. I also pulled Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. This is her newest release, and it's about this young woman, and I think like the newly awakened vampire king or something. Our main girl is a witch, but she accidentally awakens an ancient evil, Memnon the Cursed. I don't know if he's a vampire. Is he a vampire? This could be, I could be wrong. Anyway, Memnon mistakes our girl to be his queen, like his queen, but it's not a good thing. He's like looking for his queen to, I think, enact a curse on her or get revenge on her for either killing him or locking him up for so long. This one's gonna go on maybe though. This one's gonna go on maybe. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This has been one of the books I've been most looking forward to getting to read after completing my thesis because I've seen everyone rave about it, truly everyone rave about it. I was a little bit a fan of the first Caraval book, which is full of magic and mystery and decadence. Once Upon a Broken Heart is a completely new series by her, but it's set in the world of Caraval. I don't think I need to finish the Caraval series, and I don't want to. But I started reading a couple pages of this and I was really hooked. So this one for me is gonna go on the for sure pile, basically. And maybe I'll even try to read this like all in a day with a 24-hour readathon or something. So that is that one. Except we have Legends and Lattes, which I actually started to read last month, a couple months ago, and I got about 30 pages in. I was enjoying it. It's not like the most well-written thing ever, I'm not gonna lie, but I wanted to buy the physical copy because I started listening to it on audiobook. The narrator, who's also the author, not my favorite voice actor, I guess, but I bought it and now I have it. This would be a really great option for a 24-hour readathon because it's really easy to get through. Like, it's really, really easy to get through. This one is a low-stakes fantasy about an orc who is retiring from battle. She's just done, but she wants to retire and open a coffee shop in this town where no one has heard of coffee at all. It's just her basically starting a new life for herself, and it was really sweet because it's just kind of her going around opening her coffee shop, making new companions, and introducing this small village to coffee, which is really charming. So this one's probably going to go on certainly because I've already got a little bit way through it and I just want to finish it now. Let me move through these a little bit quicker. We have 1,000 Steps in a Night. I've talked about this recently. I just want to give it a shot. I really want to give it a shot. Spirited Away Inspired, and yeah, certainly. Oh god, we've already got like 4 books on there. Okay, next up, this one is a hard maybe. It is Marina. I've had this one for a while. I tried to read The Shadow of the Wind. Wait, The Shadow of the Wind or The Name of the Wind? Oh shoot. shoot, I think it's The Shadow of the Wind. I always get those two mixed up. I DNF'd The Shadow of the Wind. I really wasn't enjoying it, but this one sounds more my style because I think it's about this guy who wanders into a cemetery and he disappears. We have The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. Absolutely need to continue on with this one. Wait, is this the second book? Am I? Yeah, it is. Okay, this is the second book. I read Interview with the Vampire last year. I think I gave it almost 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna obviously continue on with the second book. I've heard a lot of mixed things about the series in general and about the second book, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway because I loved the first one. White is for Witching is another spooky October book that I've had for a while. This one's gonna go on maybe. I'm just not feeling a pull to it right now. Set in the strange Silver family's house in the closed off town of Dover, England. The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy seems like a definite yes, along with To Be Devoured. This one is about a girl who wants to eat carrion, like she becomes obsessed with eating dead roadkill, basically. I think I can get this one done. It's very short. I got this at a horror bookshop here in Toronto, so that was fun. And then, yeah, I just really want to give this one a shot. Wayward seems like a good audiobook for this month, and I think I actually have it either on hold or maybe it's just available. Yes, I do have it on hold, so this one will probably be read this month if it comes in. It kind of looks like there's a long wait. For The Name of the Rose, basically someone just needs to tell me if I read this month, if I take it to Italy with me, like what is the deal with this book? It is very thick. It's a heavy one. I don't think it's something I want to like take with me on a trip because it's a little bit big and chunky. I don't think I would finish it all, but should I read this before I go? Should I save this for a later time in my life? I don't know what to do with this. I found this copy thrifted and I've been wanting to read it for a while. It is a murder mystery set at an abbey, but I just know it's so much more than that. I don't really know anything about it other than the murder mystery fact and that it's historical fiction because it's set in 1327. When would be the best point in my life to read this? I'm really asking a lot from you, I'm sorry. Rebecca. You guys have been screaming at me to read Rebecca for a really long time. I do have kind of a video idea with this one in mind. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it in October, but I actually don't even know what this is about. This is also a gift from Laura, so thank you so much. But all I know is that it's about this woman who marries into a new family, marries a new husband. I don't know if she's been married before, but I think the ghost, the previous wife, haunts her. Is that correct? Why don't I know anything about Rebecca? I've never read Daphne du Maurier. Can you believe that? No, I just have a feeling, I don't know why I have this feeling that I'm not gonna like Rebecca. Next up, I think this one is gonna go on certainly because it's just ridiculous how long I have had the 50-Year Sword. House of Leaves is one of my favorite books of all time. Also, look at this thing. He's just always the most extra. But one of my professors was just like, you know what, House of Leaves is a masterpiece. The 50-Year Sword and pretty much everything else Daniel Lewski has written is just like a scam, pretty much. One Halloween night though, at a party held at an East Texas ranch, a local seamstress, whose name is Chintana, finds herself thrown into the role of chaperone for 5 rambunctious orphans. I don't know, it does look a little gimmicky, and I feel like House of Leaves is the thing that like you write and then you just can't top it. Especially if you try to do the same thing again twice. I just don't think it works. I'm gonna give it a go nonetheless, and we'll see if it's an easy DNF or if I actually like it. So that is the 50-Year Sword. I'm gonna go on certainly, and I think I'm gonna put that on a 24-hour readathon challenge. Okay, Satan Tango, again, I need your help. Do I read this one now or not? It would be so good for my Around the World challenge because it's by Laszlo Krasno-Orkai, and this book is a piece of Hungarian lit. So it is set in a small Hungarian town in the darkening embers of communist utopia. A man arrives long thought to be dead, and the villagers fall under his spell. Is he a prophet, a secret agent, or the devil himself? One morning near the end of October, not long before the first drops of the mercilessly long autumn rains begin to fall on the cracked and saline soil on the western side of the estate. Later, the stinking yellow sea of mud would render footpaths impassable and put the town too beyond reach. Futaki woke to hear bells. Gray, do I want to do this? I kind of really do. I'm gonna put this one on maybe. Along with 7 Gothic Tales by Denison, because short stories are just not my thing, but I first discovered Denison through uni, this year actually, and I read, which one did I read? The Old Chevalier. I really liked that. I wrote a little bit on it, annotated a lot with that short story, and it was really, really, really good. A short story that I actually thoroughly enjoyed because, like I said, I'm not a short story person. So I liked it so much that I bought 7 Gothic Tales, which is where that one is found. Gear manga, I guess, that I have. This one was also gifted to me by Yen Press. I've been finding a lot of really good stuff that has been released by Yen Press recently, so thank you. But it's called My Dear Curse Casting Vampiress, and this is obviously volume 1 by Shisaki Kanai. Don't know at all what this is about, but it's set in a world where vampires are just the norm, like the world is full of vampires. Fighting such beings is the foundation of Osaka's life, but with humanity losing the war, desperate times call for desperate measures. To protect his friends, he sets out to strike a deal with Baroque, a powerful vampiress whose beauty is said to drive all who gaze upon her mad. I'm guessing it's their relationship. We'll see how it goes though. See how it goes. Don't really have high hopes, but I think I could probably get through that. Okay, Death in Venice by Thomas Mann is one that I bought because it centers around, or a little bit, hotels in Venice. When I picked this up, you guys had really mixed opinions on it, but now that I'm going to Venice, I don't know why suddenly all these books about Venice are popping out at me, or like books that I've bought or read this year circling around Venice, which is interesting. But now I'm thinking I should just read this. Follow a successful but aging writer who follows his wanderlust to Venice in search of spiritual fulfillment that instead leads to his erotic doom. Mann calls it the story of the voluptuousness of doom. I think I want to read it, and it's also pretty short, and I've never read Mann, honestly, so... The city had always received him in all its glory, yet both sky and sea remained turbid and leaden, a misty rain falling from time to time, and he resolved himself to finding a different Venice by sea from the one he was accustomed to find when taking an overland route. To the right, the flat coastline hove in sight. The sea came alive with fishing boats, and the island with its swimming baths appeared. The steamer put the island on its port side and glided at reduced speed through the narrow channel that bore its name, coming to a halt in the lagoon opposite some colorfully dilapidated dwellings, there to await the launch of the health authorities. Seems really nice. This actually seems really nice. Who has not battled a fleeting shudder, a secret dread and anxiety upon boarding a Venetian gondola for the first time or after a prolonged absence? That strange conveyance, coming down to us unaltered from the days of the ballads and so distinctively black, black as only coffins can be. It conjures up hush-hush criminal adventures in the rippling nights and even more, death itself. And has anyone observed that the seat in such a boat, that armchair lacquered coffin black with its dull black upholstery, is the softest, most soothing, most voluptuous seat in the world? Okay. No, 100%. 100% going on. Coming down to the last few here is one of the books that I've had on my physical TBR for before I started BookTube, and that is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories. Or I got this book just around the time when I started to make BookTube videos, I think, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's Washington Irving's collection of stories along with Sleepy Hollow, which I've never read. I'm not really in the mood, honestly, but I just feel bad that I've had this for so long and I've never read it. I don't really like early American literature. Yes, so we have Matilda, which I'll try. We have Zafloya or The Moor, which would be also good to read about Venice, and then Endless Night will definitely, hopefully, be read this month because I would like to solve it and then complete this beautiful collection. So guys, that was a lot of books. That was so ambitious. I hope you got some more either recommendations or books to maybe put on your radar from this one, aside from my recommendations list that I just did. But really excited to read all of these, and then even more excited for what comes after autumn, honestly, because that means all of my winter books get dragged out. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to LiveXP for sponsoring the video once again. The link is in the description along with the code. Happy language learning. And I'm gonna go continue my study of Italian, read some books set in Italy, and just start October off right. So until my next video, ciao.